Good day, everyone. By the way, I'm John Bertos. I'm from PSBA 2B. So I'm here today to talk to you about FIBA basketball referees hand signals. So in FIBA, there are game clock signals, scoring signals, substitution and timeout signals, informative signals, violation signals, types of foul signals, and special foul signals. Without further ado, let's start my presentation. First is the game clock signals. Stop the clock. So by doing this, we need to raise our right arm and open our palm. The next one is stop the clock for foul. So raise your right arm and clench your fist like this one. The next one, start the clock. By doing this, we need to raise our right hand and chop with hand like this one. These officiating basketball hand signals are used to communicate between the referee and timekeeper in order to notify starting and stopping of the clock. So that's all for the clock signals. So let's go to scoring signals. Scoring signals, there is 1 point, 2 points, and the 3 points. So the first one is the 1 point. So one finger, flag from wrist. The next one is 2 points. For the 3 points, 3 fingers extended, 1 arm means to attempt. And for both arms, 3 fingers extended, it means successful 3 points. Officiating basketball hand signals are used to communicate between the referee and the score staff or the committee in order to notify or tally the score. So that's all for the scoring signal. Let's proceed to substitution and timeout signals. So for substitution, cross forearms like this one. The next one is the beckoning in, like this one. Open palm, wave towards the body. So for the next one, let's go for the charge timeout. So raise your right arm, then form a T showing your index finger like this one. So for the media timeout, so we need to raise your right arm and do open arms with clenched fist like this one. These officiating basketball hand signals are used to communicate between referee and staff or the committee in order to notify a substitution and call for a timeout. So that's all for the substitution and timeout signals. Now we will proceed to informative signals. So the first one is the cancel score, cancel play, like a scissor like action with arms, one cross chest like this one. So for the visible count, counting when moving the palm like this one. So for the communication, just do the thumbs up. So for the shot clock reset, raise your right arm, rotate hand, and extend index finger like this one. For the direction of play and or out of bounds, so point, direction of play, arm parallel to sidelines like this one. Then next one. So for the help ball or jump ball situation, raise your right hand, do thumbs up, then point the direction of play using alternating position of arrow. So these officiating basketball hand signals are used to communicate between the referee and the committee in order to notify or to inform. So that's all for the informative signals. Now we will proceed to violation signals. For the traveling, raise your right hand and rotate fist like this one. For the illegal dribble, double dribbling, raise your right arm, patting motion with palm. For the illegal dribble, carrying the ball, so raise your right hand, do half rotation with the palm like this one. For the 3 seconds, raise your right hand, arm extended, show 3 fingers like this one. For 5 seconds, raise your right hand and show 5 fingers. So for the 8 seconds, raise your right hand and show 8 fingers. So for the 24 seconds, raise your right hand and finger touch to shoulder like this one. So for the ball return to backward, raise your right arm and wave arm front of the body. So for the deliberate kick or block of the ball, raise your right hand and point to the foot. So a violation is a rule which is broken, but it does not result in a player picking up a personal foul. So the other team is awarded possession of the ball. So that's all for the violation signals. So now let's proceed to the types of foul signals. So the first one is holding. In holding, just raise your right hand and grasp wrist downward. So for the blocking, defense or the legal screen offense, raise your right arm and both hands on hips. So for pushing and charging without the ball, raise your right hand and imitate push. For hand checking, raise your right hand, grab palm and forward motion. So for the illegal use of hands, raise your right hand and strike wrist. So for charging with the ball, raise your right hand, clinch fist, strike open palm. For illegal contact to the hand, so raise your right hand, strike the palm towards the other forearm like this one. So for the hooking, raise your right arm, move lower arm backwards. For the excessive swing of elbow, raise your right hand and swing elbow backwards. For the hit to the head, raise your right hand again, imitate the contact to the head like this one. Foul by team in control of the ball. So raise your right arm, point clinch, fist towards basket of the offending team like this one. For the foul on the act of shooting, so raise your right arm, one arm with clenched fist, followed by the indication of the number of free throws. For example, the player who shoots then got a foul. For example, for 2 points, the hand signal for this one is this one. If the player will got foul and he shoots at the 3-point line, so the hand signal is this. Foul not on the act of shooting, raise your right arm with clenched fist, so followed by the pointing to the floor. So for example, the 3-point line, for the baseline, or for the perimeter line. So when a player commits a personal foul, So the referee will give a specific signal to indicate the type of foul and which player has committed the foul. That's all for the types of foul signal. So now we will proceed to special fouls. So for the double foul, wave clenched fist on both hands. For the technical foul, raise your right arm. For T showing palms. For the unsportsmanlike foul, grasp wrist upward like this one. So for disqualifying foul, clench fist both hands. This one. So for the fake foul, raise your lower arm twice like this one. These officiating basketball hand signals are used to communicate to the referees and to clarify the foul.